Here.
Vasinius.
Here.
Parmiter.
Here.
Fluhop.
Here.
Raker.
Here.
Stark Mahood.
Here.
All right, y'all right to say the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Moving into one of the better honors I get to have is swearing in a new officer. Let's see if we can do it better than we did with Wes.
Oh,
Don't trip, please.
Try not to.
Not officially on the clock yet. All right, so I will say something.
Alright.
Repeat after me, and then you continue.
You got it.
Is that better, Wes?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. I, Braden Ellis, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, I'm going to make you do it all,
Alright.
discharge all the duties of police officer in the city of Benton, Iowa, as now and hereafter required by law.
I, Braden Ellis, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of a police officer in the city of Benton, Iowa, as now or hereafter required by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now he says you can't arrest her.
Got it.
Hey, Braden, could you, before you have your dad come up, could you give a little brief history about yourself, the council, and the crowd?
I'm from Elgin, Iowa. It's by West Union, for those of you that don't know. I graduated from North Fayette Valley High School and recently graduated from Hawkeye Community College in police science. And did my internship with Vinton, and I really liked it. So now we're here, and I like it so far. So we'll see where I end up.
Introduce your family.
Good.
Your,
What about me?
introduce your family.
So that one's my dad. He's a police chief in Postville. My mom. Are you gonna stand up?
no.
My sister Taylor, girlfriend Cadence, and my grandma Mary. Good.
Yeah. Dad, you wanna?
Yep.
do the
I'll do the honors of poking him in the chest.
honors?
You can hand me that paper, Brady. Congratulations. Proud of you. If I can do it, I don't want
You didn't put it through the hole.
to.
And Braden is a new homeowner in town as well.
Nice. And I used to, Lisa and I used to live in Benton.
Okay.
I used to work for Benton County Conservation back in, when was it? 99 to 2002. I was the River Parks Rangers, so
Okay.
it's kind of odd that he comes back to Benton.
I wasn't born here, but Taylor was. But Braden came back.
Glad
One
to
of
have
those is
him.
yours.
Yeah.
You guys being
I think the other one you got to get.
Hey, Mark,
How you
more
doing?
chairs right inside that door.
That went right. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Good.
I thought I had Andy Kavitsa come down here, but that didn't work.
You guys want to stick around or?
Okay.
Good job, Skip. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now I need a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Tammy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Now I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion. Second.
Motion by West, second by Ron. Anybody got any questions, comments?
Yeah, airport credit card fees, are those just the charges for people using their credit cards with the front?
Yes.
Chief walked out of here. So, under building inspections, I just bought a tactical assault vest and handcuffs.
Under building inspection, it should be.
Yeah. Page 1.
He does wear it in the op. I know he does wear it out there. But I will ask Chief about it and have an answer back to you.
He wears that while he's not doing building inspections and carries handcuffs.
see the
He's a reserve
handcuffs.
officer.
Oh, that's right.
So that's
he
the
was
main, is
going
this
on
for
as
his
a
reserve officer duties, or is it for his
It's-
building inspection
I
duties?
believe it's
Said
for his reserve officer.
officers.
duties.
So it shouldn't probably come out of the building inspection fund. And then another one, page 4 of 7, the Red Shed Auto, the oil change for one said vehicle at $340. I got the whole brake replacement done for $368.
It looks like on that one, I pulled the invoice. It was brake work, some AC work, brakes and air conditioning.
Well, I got one for $368 for the brakes.
Yep.
And the other one just says oil change. $340.
AC working, not working is what's on the invoice. Yeah. So I would say some AC work on that one.
So there's no oil change to it.
There's a whole bunch of technical words that I don't know. Maybe. You want to see it?
That's all AC stuff. You put a dye in it to find the leaks. That's what your oil thing is. So it's not an oil change, it's AC repairs. Anything else? Anybody? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now it's time to receive and file communication petitions for remonstrances. You got nothing?
No. Oh, I don't have anything to say.
All right. Moving on to committee reports. None.
No committee reports.
Moving on.
Well, question, okay, we talked about, the Parkman thing over here. And we had the committee come over there and meet, and I wanted to set up something for the whole council to talk about it instead of just the committee.
So we can get that on the agenda for the next meeting, or we can do it as a work session right
I'd like
before.
to, I'd like to, if we could.
I believe you got some other items coming up for a work session for this upcoming meeting as well.
So we have to go out to July.
Okay, we'll set that at the end here. So you can call that meeting anytime you want.
Would it need to be a full hour, like, could we do two?
Yeah, we can do it in half hour.
Well,
We can just combine
can
them all
we-
together.
The other special request that I had was, could we do both of them at once, or that's gonna have to be posted, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to post it no matter what,
Okay.
so.
Yes, I'm leaving you in the dark.
The other one.
We wouldn't expect anything else.
I've been pretty transparent here lately.
Yeah. Pretty
Back
vocal.
on my way.
All right, no citizens input? All right,
Nope, nobody's out there.
moving on, no old business, perfect. Moving into new business. Now it's time for a public hearing for Community Development Block Grant Housing Upper Story Conversion Program application. Anybody wish to speak? I bet you do, don't you?
I have to. I mean, I want to. And thanks for holding a big event downtown for my second visit to Vinton in a year. That was really nice of you to
We
do.
wanted to make sure you enjoyed yourself.
Wow, that's nice of you.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Chris. Did you open the public hearing?
I did. It's open.
Oh. And I said that about the, okay. That is not in my minutes that I typed out, okay? So,
Your statement.
first of all, confirming there were no public comments received prior to this hearing?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. And oh my gosh. Okay. So, you know, from the last time I was here, I have to read these things because it's a requirement of federal funding, okay? And then when I get done, if you have questions about the project, it's the same project that I was here for last November. Gary and Mark are back here. And so the owners of the building are applying for funds. So I'm just gonna read this because that's what we have to do for the minutes. The city has completed housing studies in the last several years, and the community recognizes there is a shortage of rental units in Vinton. The shortage of available units to rent existed before the 2016 tornado, which impacted the rental inventory. Landlords report that when rental units become available, they are quickly rented. Further, rental units available to households with low to moderate income are needed, as a significant proportion of renters have low to moderate income in Vinton. Community Development Block Grant federal funds made available through the Iowa Economic Development Authority's Housing Upper Story Conversion Program. That's the source of the funding. The date the application will be submitted, the application will be submitted no later than June 30th, 2024, but I hope I hit that submit button tomorrow. Amount of the federal funds to be requested. The amount of the federal funds to be requested is $549,295. The portion of the federal funds benefiting low to moderate income households, 100% of the funds will benefit households with income at or below 80% of the area median income. The location of the proposed activities, the project will occur on the second floor of the buildings located at 413 and 415 First Avenue in Vinton, Iowa. Plans to minimize displacement of persons or businesses from funding activities. The work to be done in the project is not anticipated to displace persons or businesses. Work is to be completed mainly on the second floor of the buildings, which is not habitable at this time. There are no persons residing on the property. There are businesses on the first floor. However, the only work to be completed is at the entry to the second floor at the rear of the building, which will not require businesses to be displaced. Plans to assist those displaced. While not anticipated to require the business to be displaced, the developer, forgot to tell you this, the developer will provide assistance to the business if displacement becomes necessary. The nature of the project will create 3 rental units on the second floor of the combined second floor of the commercial buildings located at 413 and 415 First Avenue in Vinton. Two bedroom apartments and one bedroom apartment will be created on the upper story. The project will involve converting the upper story to create the rental units and common hallway and improvements to the stairway and ground floor access to the apartments at the rear of the building. The upper story has not been utilized as residential units for many years and is an empty space with only some wall supports in place. The project will include interior work done mainly on the second floor. The second floor windows are currently boarded up, so new windows will also be installed. So that's all I have to read if there are any comments.
Anybody have any questions on that?
That's the old pool hall, isn't it? No?
It's Johnson Real Estate.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Old live wire.
Okay.
The alley.
other questions? All right, well, I'm going to close the public hearing. Moving on. Now I need a motion of approval of a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to sign, execute, and submit application and associated documents for funding to the Iowa Economic Development Authority Community Development Block Grant Program. No, that's what I remember. That was a long one.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tammy, second by you, Zach. Anything you want to say about that part?
No, except that you are approving by resolution then the project itself, the location of it, and that the mayor is signing documents associated with that. So in your packets, I think you had federal assurances and a HUD 2880. Those are both forms that have to be provided. And then there are 2 environmental review forms that have to be signed by the mayor, and that's also included. So by approving that resolution, you're also approving him signing that. And basically, it's saying that the project will not have an impact on the environment or on other things. This is the environmental review record that one of my staff did for the project. So anyway. And so if it gets funded, then the forms that the mayor is signing will go on top, and then Chris gets to keep it in his office because he wants to.
Along with all the other environmental.
Yes.
Super. Any questions on that?
And available.
Roll call.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Elwick,
Abstain.
Husenius.
Yep.
Parmenter.
Yes.
All right. Now I need a motion approval of a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign a service agreement with East Central Iowa Council of Governments for the CDBG application preparation and for the administration of the CDBG Housing Upper Story Conversion Program grant if awarded.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tammy, second by Riley.
Let them write it.
Yep, that's what all this is about. You get to have control of the grant.
Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, I'll ask a lot of city staff if it gets funded, but we'll try and manage all the paperwork and get it sent this way and oversee all of it. Yep. So our part is paid with CDBG dollars, and it's $35,000 added to the amount, so it's part of the request that we're making of federal funds. So far, I've been really cheap because we don't charge anything to do the app, and then if it gets awarded, then you can use us for administration. So.
Super.
Yeah.
Any questions on that? Roll call.
Raker,
Yes.
Husenius.
Yep.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Elwick.
Abstain.
That's it.
Okay. Oh gosh, I drove a long way.
And we appreciate
You
it.
can go to party in the park now.
Yeah, there's games over at the courthouse.
Yeah, go to the courthouse, play some kitty games.
In the bouncy house.
I did get to, on my walk over here, because I wasn't sure, I just parked on the other side of it, and I did get to see Kathleen Van Steenhouse, who used to be a board member, and I was really glad to run into her. So, you never know who you'll run into in Benton, Iowa.
That's right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Tracy. All
Yeah,
right.
she needs all the signatures too, obviously.
Yeah, you can hang around until I sign all that stuff?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Listen, the last council meeting I was at, I'm staying with my mom a lot because her husband passed away. And she was like, really, is that all it takes is like 2 minutes of your time? And I think she thought, I don't know what she thought. But anyway, so I'll stick around. Yeah.
You did drive all this way.
I know. Otherwise, she'll think I don't do anything.
All right, now I need motion approval of resolution to adopt an update to the employee handbook.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Andrew. These are just a couple small items, no housekeeping, anything else with it. So, anybody got questions? Roll call.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Elwick,
Yes.
Husenius.
Yep.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Raker.
Yes.
All right, now I need motion motion approval of pay estimate number 7, revised Arachi construction for West First Street reconstruction.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tammy, second by Riley. Nate, what you got?
Construction is nearly complete. The street's obviously open. I trust everybody's had a chance to drive down it. We are waiting on some testing of the concrete that the contractor is responsible to provide. We got a partial smoothness test report, and we're waiting for the rest of that before we can finalize the incentive disincentive bid item that is on here, item number 10. Don't know what the holdup is. It's actually coming from E&F, not citywide. They must not have the equipment, which doesn't surprise me. There's still a punch list, long punch list. I shouldn't say a long punch list. For this size project, it's actually a relatively short punch list. There's a number of items that do need attention. So with the liquidated damages of counting 53 working days that went over the contracted working days, we are well beyond the retainage that is held by specification, which is a total of 30,000, but at 53 days over, at $1,000 a day, that's 53,000. So if you notice on the mobilization item, we actually have a deduct. That is item number 29, I believe. Yes, 29. You'll notice there's a deduct on that. That is to hold back the extra 23,000 beyond the normal $30,000 of retainage. But then we have nothing to hold over the contractor if he does have to do any corrections to any pavement. So on the paving item, we held back approximately 30,000 there as well, which the reason for that is that's the normal retainage amount, and we don't know how much work they do or do not have left because we don't have the smoothness report yet. So after the smoothness report, if they have to do any grinding, then we'll cut cores to verify thickness. We have no reason to believe the thickness is deficient, but we still have to do that.
That's
So,
after grinding.
That's after grinding, because if they have to grind off too much, then they don't meet the thickness spec. So you can see how this whole thing comes together. Now, the good news is you are obligated to maintain the erosion control out there, so the longer this drags out, the better off you are. Then they just get the erosion control pulled out. When the grass is established, we do a final pay estimate and close this thing out. So this will drag out for a while yet. You will not see another pay estimate until they get this work done. I'll keep posted on things. I'll keep Chris posted on things.
So there'll be another pay estimate. My apologies. There'll be another pay estimate. Then it'll be final after
Right.
that.
So there will be at least one more pay estimate, then the final retainage pay estimate, if there's anything left. We'll go from there. The working days will be a point of contingency as well, that we will be in discussions when that comes up. So I'll just throw that teaser
Will
out.
those start again when they have to close the road and start doing their corrections?
It depends on
Did they have?
what they have to do. We're optimistic they won't have to close the road again. If they do, then by specification, they would, I need to confirm that they would start back up, but I believe they will. I need to check on that.
Again, I don't want anything to have to be liquidated damages by anything, because it's just,
But we will.
DOT
we will
is kind of
follow-
saying, hey, here you go.
We will follow the DOT's lead on that. Follow their specification. We do not want to jeopardize any funding for the city.
And we did that walkthrough, what was it, a couple of Mondays ago?
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, we did that walkthrough.
And honestly, everything looked pretty darn good. The few things that we noticed were like water valves that weren't straight.
And Craig worked on those. You saw those, right? I verified that.
So, I mean, honestly, on a half-mile project, it was
Pretty good.
really quite good. Looked closely for cracks, things like that. Pavement looked like it wintered very, very well, which is what we would expect.
Well, half of it didn't. Just saying.
It wasn't the winter that caused that.
The one half weathered well.
Yes.
The other half, not so much. It's in chunks somewhere.
So,
Anyhow,
that's the scoop behind this pay estimate. It's different. We haven't had one quite this complicated on one of my past projects. We've never had liquidated damages to this extent before. Not even close.
You have it, I have once, but not
Did you?
Okay.
I'll take your advice then, Chris.
Anybody got questions? Roll call.
Elwick,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yep.
Vasinius, Raker,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Parmenter.
Yes.
Good deal.
Thanks, Nate.
When's Lucas gonna come see us?
Be a while, yeah. We're a little ways away from him having a bottom, I guess. That's important. I can encourage you.
All right, now we're gonna take time to review a proposal from Schmicky Excavating for the Marvin Lindsay Ball Field that we requested for costs. So,
I thought originally we talked about a 6-inch sewer.
yeah, because we were wondering, because if it's gonna, he thinks if he can get 2% slope, it can be a 4, but if it has to run flatter than that, I think he has to upsize it. And he's boring that one in too.
Yeah, I know. That's what scared me.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to keep them flat. I don't know who he has doing it.
Oh, I guess I was gonna tap that thing. I was gonna tap that thing. Put a band around it.
You might have to.
Guess you get a box and everything else to go that deep.
I hope he does.
Well, I hope so
It's
too.
gonna get done safely. We're not gonna have somebody get hurt doing it.
You know, open up 40-foot wide at the top. I'm just thinking.
What'd he say, Craig?
What's that?
Does he got trench boxes to go down and get that baby?
Oh, yeah. It'll be deep, but
Greg, was that cost, was that just the work labor alone, or was that parts?
parts would have been a separate.
Okay, parts are separate.
Yeah, there should be
That's
another
what
bid
it
for
is.
that.
So that's just the labor.
Yeah, it says right there.
Okay.
I think parts were 8,500 or
Yeah,
something.
85, I didn't get it in there.
No. Nonetheless, it would have, but that's beside the point.
And he's running a 2-inch water main in there, or water line in there.
Yeah.
And what's he gonna put it in? The
What's
meter?
that?
What's he gonna put the meter in?
Manhole probably. I think he said he had a base, and I know we got some cones and midsection if we need it, so
Okay.
they're just setting out there.
I know we talked about that when
Yeah.
originally, when Nate was here last time, so.
So if we did this, where would that dollars come out of?
That's what I wanted to discuss with council. I haven't sat down to look at where the dollars could possibly come from there, because it's, I don't know if it would, have to think about it on this one, because one, we didn't budget for this, and two, I'll have to look around and see what we can do in the next fiscal year budget, which begins next week.
So Nate, is that right? If it runs flatter than a 2%, you gotta upsize that main. I don't know when that changes.
It's a 6-inch, you can run at 1%.
Yeah, he's talking about putting in a 4 at 2%. We don't think there's 2% of fall there.
So then you'd want to upsize to a 6. Is this for restrooms?
Yeah, it's for a concession stand and restrooms.
Okay. Multiple stalls. How many fixtures, I guess?
What did he say, how many
I
stools?
have no
are
idea.
there? I think there's 4 stools, and I'm not sure if there's any urinals, and then a couple lavatories, and maybe a sink in the concession stand area.
He put his transit on it. He put his transit on it, thought he could get 2%.
Well, thinking. That's what scares me, thinking.
Wishing.
I mean, we had this
No,
discussion.
I
Better than I
understand.
do, so.
I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
Greg, but I if we're
By the
gonna-
depth of the main, and then the depth up there, he thought he could get 2%.
So you're gonna tap the top, or
Yeah. And if we had to, you could go down a little bit too, so.
you know, 22 or something.
Was that?
Get on 22 or something like that.
You know, we should just be able to change the whole slope if we gotta go down, right?
Yeah.
Well, we can't approve or do anything. First of all, we
Right.
gotta find out if we can find any of the money somewhere.
Yeah.
We just might have to wait since we didn't budget anything for it.
Which, you know, I wasn't prepared for council to make a decision to go forward with it, just wanted you to discuss this because, you know, there's a lot of moving parts to this. So, I'm getting consensus to put it together.
So I'm not a plumber. If they add more restroom facilities, they add something.
Well, I guess that's what I'm worried about, if that keeps.
We're just literally talking about the cost from 4 to 6 inch. The
Right.
labor's the same, everything else I assume
Right,
is the
but
same.
if they decide to
If it adds $2,000 for
add
the job,
another
that's
bathroom
probably,
out there, that's gonna,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
for
we need
that-
to plan a little bit for the future here.
yeah.
And did you ever find us that contract we have with them?
I got it, I haven't looked at it closely, but I do have it.
Good, can you send it over? Let me see it too.
Melissa actually found it for me.
so we discuss this again when we know where money's maybe possibly coming from,
Yeah.
and we can look at the contract.
See what our obligations are. Yeah. Seems like a lot of money, but not if you're boring at all, I guess.
And is bringing people into town.
Yep. Sure is. Lots and lots.
I know last weekend, I think there were supposed to be baseball tournaments in Waterloo, and it was too wet, so they brought them all down here.
Oh,
So,
boy.
you know, it's nice to have it. It's, you know, it's being used. Brings a lot of people.
Let me be my treasure.
It's always busy, seems like.
See if I can find some money.
All right. Well, anybody got any more discussion on that? We'll move on to reports. Chris?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. I will not be in attendance at the next meeting. Just wanted you all to be aware of that. I'll be at the summer conference in Dubuque. Also, first things first, I believe Councilmember Starkwood, we were talking about that lot, Fisher's lot next to Kleeman's lot where we own. Possibly getting consensus from the council to maybe have the city attorney perform a title opinion or look into that.
So we're talking about the empty lot, that Fisher owns. He's interested in selling it to the city. He has mentioned that there are liens against the property. So he's asking for a sales price and then plus those liens would have to be satisfied. And I think before we go in any further into any kind of talks on it, we need to know what the liens are, how much, how many. So,
If that's okay, I can move forward with Doug just to find out what's there and bring it back to council. That's consensus. Okay. And then finally, also, I believe Craig, you got a need for our AC unit. This is the summer of AC units for the UV light at the wastewater treatment plant.
Yeah, for the control box, so it keeps tripping out when the door is shut, so obviously that's not good when we're not running the UV, so we have to keep the door open, which is kind of, I guess, a safety issue, so, we got a price from, I'm not sure what the company was off the top of my head, but just for a unit for the back of that was like 6,000. I think you got the.
I got a cost estimate today.
Yeah.
What's the name of the company?
ATR.
ATR. For either one that has an actual AC
Just an air
air
handler
handler,
with a condensing unit outside, or putting a furnace in there
for the
with
windows.
an AC. That way you've got redundancy, because right now there's hot water heat with fan coils in there, and when that went down 7, 8 years ago,
I remember that.
it was cold out.
Yeah, it was.
So we had
it
to
was-
scramble to get the boiler put in.
Yeah, I remember it was during Kwanzaa.
So this would
So
give
that happened.
a little redundancy, so you had time to fix something else.
You're just talking electric heat kit, not a condensing.
No, gas furnace,
Mhm.
gas furnace.
Why not just,
You got the gas right there, Andrew.
why not cheaper, just put in a heat kit? It is. And I don't think it's ever gonna get used.
For that big a room, or for that big of an area.
Well,
I mean, condensing unit has a, exhaust and intake and drain and everything else. You stick in a heat
No,
kit.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. It's worth looking into, I think.
Yeah.
Were we supposed to make a decision tonight on this, or?
No, we
No.
can't.
No, you just doing a
We can't.
report.
I'd be happy to look at it with you at some point.
That's why I say that but if it heats back up, and talking to people that have put those units in, which that's the other proviso, is the city would have to put that cooling unit into that cabinet, power it, everything else.
Yeah.
So by the time you get done, you're spending a lot of money on time or people and materials and everything. So you have somebody else come in and do it.
So we could either air condition that cabinet for 6,200 plus whatever. it
Which
takes
I did
to-
find out those things don't work.
Right.
They have a
air
lot of
condition the
problems.
whole thing and kind of protect the EMC and all them too that's in there. And hopefully that should eliminate the overheating in the cabinet then. 'Cause it's got fans on it, sucking air up through it. Got like 8 fans in the bottom, but it's so hot in there this summer, or every summer, so this isn't the first time it's done it, so.
and that's what's killing the E. coli,
Yeah,
right?
destroying
So
it, yeah.
destroying the E. coli going through.
And we have to, obviously we have to run it, so. Throughout the summer months.
Did you want to research it some more? Or?
I can meet you out there tomorrow if you want me to.
Unfortunately, I can't do it tomorrow, but I can do
That's
it.
my time. Suck it up.
So again, was this an action deal that we were actually going to?
No,
no.
It's
That's
just
just part of his
report.
report.
Alright,
Then you know what's going on in your
So you
town.
literally have until the next council.
Or before. I mean, it's up to you.
Well, that was the thing, whether we had a special council meeting
because it is important that we figure something out.
right before, but I guess
I
I
can
didn't
go
pay
this
attention.
weekend.
I think next week, tomorrow's supposed to be humid, and it's supposed to cool down again. I don't know what next week's gonna do, so.
I'd be happy to look at it over the weekend. I'd like to look at it.
So I won't be here Saturday,
Okay. Sunday or Monday.
Sunday.
Alright.
I'll call you when I get back to town.
Super.
I just want to say congratulations, Melissa, for getting her CMC, and that's all for my report. Thank you.
I have to formally apply yet and fill out the paperwork, but.
Great.
Just busy doing a lot of locates, and after, then we'll get started hopefully next week, knocking on doors, trying to finish up our lead service line inventory, so. We haven't been able to get to, so. Running out of time to get it done, so we'll see who's all home this summer to let us in, so.
Super. Chief?
Well, again, got to meet Braden, our newest officer, tonight. He's a pretty outstanding young man. We're glad to have him on the department. Got done with the quiet fair last weekend, and we're running right into the weekend of Party in the Park. So we'll be out there. Our guys will be out there trying to keep everybody safe during that. It's sad to say we get one hired. I got a resignation that was turned in yesterday. One of our senior officers, so it's always trying to stay competitive to get good applicants. So, it'd be Officer Meyer, if you want to know. Been a good officer, but he's been with us going on 8-9 years. So he's put in his time within our city, and obviously he wants to advance his career. So I can't hold that against him, but again, it just it's a never-ending cycle, and again, we need to try to be competitive to try to attract those good officers. I do have a plan to try to make it seamless, so we try to continue on in the level of service that we provide to our citizens. So that's all I have.
I would mention I've had 2 requests for work sessions prior to the next council meeting. Park and Rec would like to come talk about the future of the department and a couple projects, and then Melody would like to come talk more about the Pocket Park project. I don't know what you want to do. If you want to stick those both before the next meeting, if you want to push one to the following meeting in June. I think Matt was initially looking for the full hour. And then with Ron's other parking request.
You probably put Melody's off since we're not even sure about the liens against the property and if it's gonna turn sideways here.
Well, don't they wanna go ahead and get started on some of it?
She didn't give me any details.
No, I'm not gonna speak out of turn, no.
Because I think right now they just said they were gonna design it as a single lot.
They should, yes.
Yeah.
What do we do, one at 5:30 and Matt wants a whole hour.
Matt wants a whole hour.
So you're saying 5:30 to 6:30?
And I was gonna say probably gonna leave 5-6 if Ron wants to talk about your parking spaces too.
That's gonna be pushing it for me. I work in Iowa City on Thursdays, so 5's gonna be pushing it for me back home.
No. You can call it, I mean.
Yeah.
I won't be here.
You don't have to push out.
Chris won't be here, that's.
You think we're gonna talk for an hour about the parking spaces, Rob?
It'd be a half hour.
Half hour. Like you're saying 5.
Yeah, it'd be a half hour for that, half hour for Melody, and then an hour for Matt.
And I mean, if that's what I would post one agenda for a 5 p.m. work session with 4 agenda items. So we wouldn't have to,
That is fine. I will just be.
or whatever you
This would
decide.
be next Thursday?
The 11th.
The 11th, before the next council meeting.
Okay. I need to get some dates figured out in my head about the vacation that's coming. I think I'm okay to
The only thing I'm gonna say about the parking space thing is Chris was the one talking to Doug about all this stuff, so he would be good to have here, so he could.
So do you wanna do that one the 25th then?
Doug will be at the same place I'm at now.
Right, that's what I'm saying, if we go to the 25th.
Yep.
Then.
I can make that request to Doug and not get charged billables by doing that in person.
Well, there you go. What is there to talk about with the parking spots, Ron?
What we brought up about leasing spots to them.
Okay.
What I kind of brought up last meeting. I know you two aren't in favor of it.
Well, I was just saying, when we left that he was gonna bring us stuff to show that he had support, that we give him the spots, and we haven't seen that yet. Yeah.
They're currently using the parking lot over there.
Right, I know, I'm talking patience, Ted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think their patients are parking there too.
Yeah, he wanted to
He
make
wants
it more
it closer.
convenient, that's why he wanted it.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you were.
Okay, so 5:30 before the next meeting, we'll take care of Melody and Matt. And then
Sounds right.
will be yours on the 25th at 6:30.
I will not be at the 25th.
It may not be at the 25th.
Will we have a quorum?
Let me.
So.
This year,
I might just give it to you.
Just get rid of this whole side.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what, if they're not coming.
All right, let's just move all over the 25th, starting at 5.
Huh?
Oh, not.
What?
25th are gone. Keep that, the 25th. When are you guys gonna be back?
Just say he really doesn't want us there. Would be 8.
I haven't written down.
Next meeting.
I think I'm going like the 13th to the 25th.
We have the 11th, the 25th, and then the 8th.
I'm available the 11th.
I'm available the 11th.
I'm not available on the 25th.
I don't think I'm available on the 25th.
And I would be available on the 8th of August.
I'm good on the 8th of August.
Oh, I will not be there.
I gotta get out.
Me too. Let me double check the calendar here.
I'll be in my garage.
Hold on, will I be
So we
here?
probably shouldn't schedule the 25th.
25th is out. So again, 11th,
Chris needs to be here,
11th at
Oh, I'm here the
5:30.
8th of August. I'm here the 8th of August.
but not the 11th,
But
right?
the 9th of August,
All right, 8th of August,
Parking.
Ron, 6:30. And then we'll have other stuff to add on.
And I'll find the other information out,
So we're saying July 11th, 5:30,
5:30.
Melody.
5:30 to 7.
and Matt of August.
Yeah.
Okay, and then August 8th, 6:30 parking.
Yep.
The only other thing I would add is the July 25th meeting. Nate and Julie from S&J are gonna come, visit us, give us a little update, check in. That's it.
Okay, the only thing I had is kind of a fallback from last time. I know Mr. Fisher had sent us that thing to be put under citizens' input about being able to release lien or whatever so we can sell that property. But has he brought anything back to us that we actually put on the agenda?
No, he wants to know.
Communications.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. We couldn't do anything, so has he ever brought anything back that we actually need to put on that agenda?
No, he just wants, I believe, the lien to be released, is all he.
And he understands we can't do anything with that because it hasn't been actually officially requested by him.
Right. So I will convey that message to Mr. Fisher.
Please.
Yes. Because right now it's just hanging there in limbo like it never happened. So, all right, any other questions? Good and welfare? It is party in the park. We're not gonna flood too bad.
Beautiful day tomorrow.
Okay. I need a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Motion, all right, let's take.